Josh and Dottie McDowell, Pizza for Everyone, illustrated by Meredith Johnson. Amy dashed in the door from school. "Mom," she called. "Mom, I can be on the soccer team. All you have to do is sign this paper." Her mom laughed. "Slow down. Give me a chance to find out all about this soccer team." She took the paper Amy was waving at her and sat down to read it. Amy leaned over the back of her mom's chair. "Please let me be on the team. I've never, ever wanted to do something so much. I've got to be on the team," Amy begged. "Why is playing soccer so important to you?" Mom asked, looking at Amy. "I love soccer, and Miss Swanson at school says I'm a good player. But Brandon and Jeff are mean when Miss Swanson puts us on the same team. They say soccer's for boys, and I can't run fast enough. At recess, Brandon and Jeff won't let me play. The only girl who play at recess is Allison." "Are Brandon and Jeff joining this team too?" Mom asked. "I think so, and they can't stop me from being on the team. It says here boys and girls." Amy pointed at the paper her mom held. "I'll show them I'm good enough to play on their team. I'll be the star. Then they'll have to let me play at recess." Mom was quiet for a minute. "Playing soccer is fine, and you can join the team. But play because you love the game. Don't try to prove you're the best player or to make the kids like you better. Just play as well as you can. Do your best. That's all Dad and I and God expect of you." Amy threw her arms around her mother's neck. "Oh, thank you. I'll do my best, and I will be the star player. I just know it." 15 kids came to the first soccer practice. Brandon and Jeff and Allison were there along with some other kids from Amy's class. "I'll show them," Amy said to herself. "They'll see that I can be a soccer star. I can't wait for the first game." Amy loved soccer practice. She worked harder than anyone else. The drills made her tired, but she also knew they would make her a soccer star if she kept at them. Finally, the big day came, the first game. On the way to the game, Amy's father suggested, "Let's ask God to help you and the team do your best today. You know, Amy, that's what is really important. Whether the team wins or not, or whether you are or not the star, you're always a champ when you do your best." "Okay, Eagles, gather around," the coach called. "Here's our starting team. Brandon, Jeff, Allison." Amy's heart pounded, waiting to hear her name, but the coach didn't even look in her direction. Disappointed, Amy watched from the sidelines as the game began. How could she be a star if she didn't even play? Loud cheers from her teammates interrupted her thoughts. Allison had scored a goal. Soon Amy was cheering louder than anyone. The game was more exciting than she had imagined, even with the score, Beavers 3, Eagles 2. When the last period began, Amy hoped the coach would let her play, but he still didn't call her name. She wondered if she had become invisible. As the Eagles moved the ball down the field, one of the Beavers ran in front of Brandon. Both boys went down, and Brandon stayed on the ground holding his ankle. The coach looked straight at Amy. "Okay, kid, here's your big chance. You're in for Brandon." Amy's heart raced. Her mouth went dry. "Now I'll show everybody," she told herself. She heard the crowd cheer as her first pass was perfect. They were cheering for her. With a minute left in the game, the score was tied. Amy's legs ached from running, but she didn't care. She stole the ball from the Beavers and dribbled toward the goal. "That away, champ!" she heard her dad holler. With a mighty kick, she sent the ball to Jeff, but a Beaver, not Jeff, suddenly appeared, took the ball, and headed down the field. Amy, Jeff, and all the Eagles took off after him, but no one was fast enough to catch him. As time ran out, the Beavers scored. Amy couldn't move. How could her pass have missed Jeff? As the team walked slowly off the field, Jeff scowled at Amy. She heard him tell Brandon, "She blew it. Why do girls have to play?" Before she could hear Brandon's answer, her dad ran up to the team. "Hey, Coach," he yelled. "The team played hard and well. Let's celebrate. Pizza on me." "They sure played great, and this was just our first game. Way to go, everyone," the coach answered. "Let's get that pizza." As Amy and her dad walked to the car, Dad put his arm around her. "I'm proud of you, champ. You did a superb job." Amy couldn't hold back the tears any longer. "How can you say that, Dad? I lost the game. Jeff says I blew it, and probably everyone else thinks so too." "Not everyone. Some people may think you're okay only if you win. But Mom and I know you're special whether you win or not." Dad explained. The way you practice hard, play hard, and cheer the others on, even when you're not in the game, is what really counts, not the final score. And you know what? Right now, your dad and your Heavenly Father are so proud of you. I'm sure God is smiling ear to ear because you faithfully did your best today. Amy wiped her eyes as she looked up and smiled. I'm glad you and Mom are my parents. Well, I'm glad God let Mom and me be your parents, champ. Dad grinned. Now how about that pizza? Sounds good to me, Amy said as she gave him a big hug. The end.